Hello everyone. Today we will learn how to calculate enterprise value using three different approaches. We will look at free cash flow to equity, free cash flow to firm, and capital cash flow approach. I've seen a lot of students struggling to get the same enterprise value with all the three approaches. So we will today try to solve a problem with all the approaches. The example that we are taking in this video is of no growth company. A no growth company or a zero growth company means that the gross investments in the company will be equal to the depreciation and hence the net investments will be zero. Let's have a look at all the assumptions first and then we will solve the problem with the approaches. The assumptions are the net operating income is 100, the market value of debt is also 100, the cost of debt is 10%, the tax rate is 20%, the cost of equity is 20%. The enterprise value, as we know, is the summation of market value of equity and the market value of debt. We'll be solving this problem with the free cash flow to the equity approach first. And as we know the enterprise value formula now, we can easily plug in the value of market value of debt, which is 100 as stated in the question itself. In order to calculate the market value of equity, we'll have to subtract the interest on the debt from net operating income, which is 100 minus 10. How do we derive this 10? This 10 is 10%, which is cost of debt, multiplied by 100, which is market value of debt. This gives us a profit before tax of 90. 20% of this will go to the tax, hence the tax comes out to be 18 and the profit after tax remains 72. We have to subtract the net investments to come at the cash flow to equity number. The cash flow to equity number here is same as that of profit after tax. As already mentioned, the net investments are zero. Now market value of equity can be derived by using this formula, which is the cash flow to equity divided by cost of equity. Hence 72 divided by 0.2 gives us 360, which gives us an enterprise value of 460, which is 360 is the market value of equity and 100 is the market value of debt. The next approach that we will use is free cash flow approach. In this approach, we will see how the enterprise value can be found out directly without valuing the debt and equity separately. The formula in this we'll use is that enterprise value is equal to no PAT divided by WACC, where WACC is weighted average cost of capital and no PAT is net operating profit adjusted for tax. The formula of no PAT is net operating income multiplied by 1 minus tax, which is 100 multiplied by 1 minus 20%, which gives us 80. What we have done here is we have provided no tax shield, which is that we have taxed our entire net income with a 20% tax. Let's quickly calculate the weighted average cost of capital now. The formula, as you can see on the screen, is already stated. We simply need to plug in the values and the WACC will come out to 17.39%. If you now try to calculate the value of EV with the above mentioned formula, you will get the same value, which is 80 divided by 17.39%, and it gives you 460. A key thing to note here is that in the formula of WACC, I have multiplied the cost of debt with 1 minus t. Now why 1 minus t? Because debt, the interest on debt gives the company a tax shield, and we have plugged this thing in the denominator, which is in weighted average cost of capital. Let's quickly look at the third approach, which is CCF approach. The capital cash flow approach says that what exactly is the amount that all the stakeholders are getting. The equity holders will get 72. How do I get that 72? Remember the free cash flow to equity approach. We calculated the 72 right there, which is the cash flow to equity. Let's now look at what debt holders will get. Debt holders will simply get the interest on their market value of debt. So 10% of 100 gives us 10. So what is the total capital flow out of the company that will go? The total capital flow will be 72 plus 10, which is 82. Please note that here the value is not 80 as specified in the previous approach, and the difference of 2 is basically the tax saved on the interest shield. Now since this 2 is already incorporated in the numerator, we will not incorporate this 2 rupee difference in a denominator, which is that if you now see the formula of weighted average cost of capital, the KD, the cost of debt, is not multiplied by 1 minus T, which is 1 minus tax rate. This is because you need to do either of the things. Either you need to bring the benefit of tax shield in the numerator as done in the free cash flow approach, as done in the capital cash flow approach, or in the denominator as done in the free cash flow approach. So now the WACC will come out to be 17.82%, and enterprise value, if you try to calculate now, will be 82 divided by 17.82%, and hence again the value will come out to be 460. Now we can clearly see that the answer remains same with all the three different approaches. In the next video, we will look at the all three approaches but in the case of a growth company. So do join for more videos.